Right, welcome to today's video tutorial on the trade panel entry strategies. We're just going to walk through the basic options here that we can find under the entry strategy options drop down box here. We'll cover the first four. They're very simple, straightforward kind of things, but we'll walk through them so you're crystal clear. There's a few little nuances there that you might want to be informed about. Okay, first we start off with the retracement entry. Okay, we've got two options here. That's the retracement percentage and the target candle. So the target candle always, current candle is 0, then we count backwards 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. We just count backwards like that. So that's how you ID the candles. Candle 0 is the current candle, current open candle, 1 is the previous. So we're asking the panel to set up an entry price at the 50% retracement of the previous candle. If you press buy, then what it's going to do is it's going to grab the high of the target candle and it's going to retrace down to the percentage you set. So in this case 50%, we retrace down 50% and we set our order there. Opposite is for sell. If you press sell, it'll grab the low and retrace up the candle's range. 50% will be obviously the halfway mark also. Let's test it out. So we press buy and we notice that the order there is set at the 50% retracement entry. Yeah, it's set at the 50% retracement entry. And if we do a sell, it should be exactly the same, obviously, because it's pretty much the same anyway. So we can see the sell entry is just there. Now, let's change that to 70%, make it a bit more drastic. We'll delete this one first. So if we click buy, what we expect to happen is to grab the target candle high, go down 70%, probably about there, and set our order there. Okay, so pretty close there. If we do it to the sell, it'll go candle low, up 70%, and set our order there. So pretty straightforward stuff. I'll target candle 2, so we'll be targeting this candle, and then we'll also want to move the stop loss to candle 2. That can cause some problems when you target candle and stop loss. You're mismatched there. You're targeting different candles and different things on different candles. So make sure you sync up what you're doing here with your stop loss and your in your entry price. So we're going 70% retracement of candle 2. Okay, so if we click buy, I've got an error here. The order will not be accepted by the server because the trade stop loss distance is too small. That's because I'm still targeting candle 1. Whoops, so I used the wrong option there. Okay, so let's try that again. There we go. So we've grabbed candle 2's high and we've gone down 70%. Okay, and our stop loss obviously was set to candle 2 as well. All right, and we can also do that with sell as well. It'll grab the candle low, go up 70%, and set up our entry price there. Now let's move on to breakout entries here. We can see, I'll clear this out. The breakout entry is basically where you have a candle, your target candle. It will get the target candle and it will use the high and the low of the target candle as your entry point. All right, if you press buy, it's going to use the high. If you press sell, it's going to use the low, and that's basically how it frames up your entry price there. But have a look at the situation we've got here. Let's target candle 1. Okay, look at that situation. We're going to target candle 1's high, all right, but we are already pretty much at that price. So what is going to happen here? Well, in MT4, there are internal limits that are set basically for tools like this. And even if you try to do it manually, you cannot set a buy stop order here or a buy or any limit order. You cannot set that so close to the market price. All right, it's basically an illegal operation. The server will send back a response denying your trade order. You'll get errors spat out through your program there, and trade won't go through. So what I've actually done here with the trade panel is there's a little algorithm there to basically determine what order type should be used. Okay, this is the panel asking itself, can we use the limit? Can we use the stop? If no, if the market price is too close to your desired entry price, then it's just going to buy in at the market. Okay, it's just going to execute this trade straight away. So if we ask the panel right now to do a breakout entry of candle 1, which means set a breakout order right on the high there of candle 1, it's most likely going to enter right at market because we're pretty much at that price now. So watch when I press buy, and we actually do have that market order there. So you can see we're actually in a buy trade. So it just went straight in. And that's the case even with retracement entries also. If the market price was actually right at our retracement point, it would just actually buy straight in or sell straight into the market there. All right, so let's clear that. Let's target candle 2 and we'll click, oh, we better target candle 2. Oh yeah, we've got candle 2 there too. So we'll click buy. Using candle 2 here, we can see it's using candle 2's high as the entry price. And because the market price is above the desired entry price, we're using a limit order. But if price was in here within this candle range, it would use a stop order. If price is very close to that entry price, it would just buy in as we've seen before. Okay, so that's basically how breakout entries work. And obviously, if we do a sell, it's the opposite. Okay, targeting candle 2 here, we're going to use the candle low as the breakout point here. Basically, the idea of the breakout entry is to capture, moves outside of a specific candle's range. But if you do actually set a breakout order after the market's already broke out of that candle's range, obviously it'll still set the entry order. It'll just get triggered if the market comes back down and tests that. Okay, so the panel's just doing what you told it to do. Now we have another option here, and it's called wait for session with breakout entries. If you follow my stuff, you'll understand that entering a breakout during the Asia session is sometimes deadly. Well, oftentimes it's very deadly. So what I've done here is I've programmed in a session filter, and it's a very simple session filter. It's just going to avoid placing any breakout orders until the session opens. So you set up your trade how you want, your breakout trade, your other parameters here. All right, and it's a good time to test this now because we're actually in the Asia session as we're doing this. So if I ask it to wait for London, all right, let's just set that buy order up. We're going to get this message here, and it's going to tell us our trade execution is pending. Okay, we've added the trade to the monitor, all right, and it's going to wait for the selected Forex session to open before we execute the trade. Okay, so what's happened now is it's accepted your trade parameters and it's put it in the panel memory, and it's just basically waiting for London to open now. As soon as London opens, then it will fire off the trade. And we can see that by clicking on the trade monitor. So if we go to the trade monitor here, we can see that the order is here. We've got a ticket number here, but when we're just got a virtual order like this and we don't actually have the order here, we're just waiting for it to be triggered. It just uses the timestamp data. That's just to give the program a number to identify this row here. That's all it is for. So it's just a dummy number until the trade gets triggered down here and is actually a live order in your broker, and the broker gives you a ticket number, then the ticket number will be updated here. Okay, but it tells us that we're waiting for a trade on the Aussie CAD and we're waiting for London here. Now, if we don't want to do this anymore, if we don't want the panel to, like if we wanted to basically delete this trade and stop it from opening at London, okay, we just click remove and it goes away, and that's it. The trade has been deleted. So we can do another one, do a sell, we can do a buy. It's just telling us, what's happening, and it's basically we've got our orders here waiting for London. And you just think, I don't want these to be triggered anymore. You did something else. Just basically you remove control like so and get rid of them in that way. That's basically the breakout order. We also have one for the US session as well. Usually handy if you're trading things like gold, silver, and oil as well, the US markets. Even the Dow Jones and the S&P, that might come in handy there, as those markets do become very active during the US session, and you want to avoid breakouts before that. So that's the option there for those two. Okay, so let's move along to manual entry price. So very simple. So we'll use the candle here. If I want to just enter, I don't know, randomly here, 98016. So we'll go 0.98016, and I'm going to press buy. And it obviously put my entry price where I asked it to. You think, well, why would I put this in? Why would you want a manual entry price? What's the point of the panel? If you're going to input things manually. Well, there are advantages here because you could use a manual entry price, okay, and apply the other features of the panel to it, specifically risk calculation as well. The panel does automatic risk calculation depending on what you tell it to risk. It will do the lot size for you. So my lot size was calculated automatically for me there. So that's one advantage there. We can apply trailing stops and things like that. So that's why the manual entry price has been put there. And enter at market. So we don't have any options here because it's dead simple. All we do is we press buy and sell, and it's basically going to enter straight in the market. So I want to buy now. I press buy. It just enters me straight in, respects the stop loss that I set up, does the lot size calculation for me. Okay, and sell as well if I want to sell. Oh, it's actually giving me an error here. So this is what I was talking about before. You've got to make sure your stop loss and your entry price are actually valid. It says here it will not be accepted by the server because the stop loss distance is too small. Because I'm asking it to put my stop loss at the candle 1 high, but I'm asking it to sell, and the price just happens to be right at the candle high here. So the stop loss is either calculated to be, the entry price is on the wrong side of the stop loss, or the stop loss size is too small. There's those limits I was talking about internally in MT4. Again, a stop loss size is one of them. You can't have a stop loss that's very close to your entry price. It's denied by the server. So we've got internal checking by the panel there to make sure that everything's in line with the internal restrictions that are set, so we don't get any errors. So let's try put it at candle 2 there, and that should actually work out. Oh, actually, no, we're going to need to use, let's use candle 7. Make that quickly. Let's target candle 7, press sell. Okay, that's it. So I just grabbed candle 7 quickly. I got the crosshair out and I click on candle 0. See how candle 0, it's the first number in this data set here. We drag across to 7. We see that candle is number 7. Okay, you can basically ID any candle in that fashion. Okay, so this would be candle number 33. That's basically it for basic entry prices. I'll cover the other stuff in further videos here, but just want to quickly cover the entry strategies here so you're up to speed with that. So hopefully you found that useful, and yeah, enjoy the use of the panel.